So WandaVision episode 1 and 2 didn't really have a whole bunch of MCU related things. Episode 3 really changes that. It is the most MCU-like episode by far, and in my opinion it was my favorite episode of the three. This episode starts out like a 70s style Brady Bunch episode, and it's all about Wanda's pregnancy. Now you guys probably know that episode 2 ended with Wanda becoming pregnant, and this episode is just her and Vision dealing with the whole thing, and it was super fun to watch. Her pregnancy is accelerated a ton. Like a normal person, it's around 9 months, and Wanda was like less than 24 hours. And Vision is starting to kind of question this, he's asking the doctor like, hey, is this normal? And he's getting pretty suspicious with a lot of stuff going on in the town, but he's also like super excited to be a dad. He starts reading pregnancy books and how to prepare for a baby, like breathing techniques for her and Wanda to practice. And it was just really cool to see like two superheroes deal with a pregnancy, because I don't think that's really ever happened in a comic book movie or TV show, and it's a very unique thing to explore. Now, as Wanda is pregnant, there's a lot of cramps and pains that come along with that, and the way that this happens in the WandaVision show is like she gets a cramp and something will happen in the house. So in the show, she had a really bad cramp and the sink turns on and the blender turns on, the lights flicker, a chandelier falls. She had more cramps too later on in the episode, and magically different jackets started to appear on her every time she had a cramp, and it was a really funny but like cool thing to see in the WandaVision show. And what those scenes show is that she does not have full control over her powers. And then later on in the episode, she does give birth to twins, which is Billy and Tommy, which we know in the comics is Wiccan and Speed. Now I'm sure they're going to use them down the line for maybe like a Young Avengers movie. Now I really like this episode because Vision is just really starting to question everything that's going on, and it makes a good conflict with Wanda because she's like, no, like stop questioning this, just enjoy it. And him being a super smart synthezoid in the Marvel universe is just, calculating everything like this doesn't make any sense. And it's fun to see like him say that to Wanda, and Wanda being like, hey, no, relax, like don't actually say that, don't think of it. She actually causes a glitch and another rewind when Vision starts to question things to her, and I'm just waiting for a future episode when he questions it and then she does a little rewind again, and then he's like, wait, did you just like do something? Like I swear we were just in the middle of a conversation, which I'm sure is going to cause a fight, and then maybe they will like have an episode where they won't be living in the same house, or maybe Vision will get pushed off to the couch. Now we've got to talk about Monica / Geraldine. So after the whole pregnancy thing is done and over with in the episode, there's a moment where Wanda starts humming a Sokovian song and also brings up her deceased brother Pietro, and then Monica starts to blink, almost like coming out of this spell or trance, recognizing that name Pietro, because I'm sure she read some files at Sword about her, Wanda's whole like backstory, and then she just says, hey, didn't Ultron kill your brother? And then Wanda's like, how the heck do you know that? And you can tell she's getting upset. I think she kind of buried that down and made everyone in the town forget everything, and the fact that Monica brought that up, she was like, wait a second, like you weren't supposed to know that, and then instantly just kicks her out of the reality. So there's kind of two ways I looked at that scene. I was like, okay, maybe like she was put under a trance or a spell by Wanda when she entered into this pocket reality, and when Wanda said Pietro, she kind of like broke character and was like, oh whoa, like where am I, and started talking to Wanda. Or she was playing along the whole time, and then when Wanda mentioned her past with Pietro, she was like, okay, she does remember the past, like maybe I'll try to get through to her and figure out what she's doing in this pocket reality and like what's causing it, and try to figure out what's going on and why Wanda's there and doing what she's doing. But this scene was really cool because you can see Wanda, break that character of that 70s sitcom and just start to get angry, and then she notices the sword necklace that's on Monica's neck, which she now associates with people trying to like stop her from living this happy life, because you saw the red helicopter with the sword logo, then you saw the beekeeper with the sword logo, and now Monica with the sword necklace. She probably thinks this organization is trying to stop her, which they technically are, and every time she sees it, she's like, nope, get out of here. So this episode had a lot of emotion. It was really fun exploring the whole pregnancy story and expanding even more on Sword, because at the end of the episode, Monica just goes flying through the little force field in Wanda's reality right onto the ground where all of the sword people just rush in on her. So I'm sure we're going to get a little bit more sword in the next episode with like a Monica side story. And I'm really excited to explore that because Sword is a really cool organization, and I cannot wait to see what they do with the live action version of it and what their motive is too. I don't know if they're just trying to like save Wanda or if they know more than we know or what's going on, but I'm sure next week we will find out a lot more information. And I like that people are really starting to question a lot of things, and that leads me into some clues that this episode gave us. So the first clue was that she can make butterflies become real because there was a little toy that goes above the crib, and when she was happy, those butterflies just became real. So this is like another side power that she has, being able to give life to things. And she even says, I didn't mean to do that, so she clearly doesn't have control of her powers. Then the doctor, when he's leaving Wanda and Vision's house, says it's like impossible to escape this town, meaning that he might know that he's in this like pocket reality run by Wanda and there's like no way to escape. So I'm sure there's a bunch of townspeople that know this isn't like real life, and they've maybe tried to escape and gotten in trouble or had something happen, and that's going to be pretty cool to explore in a future episode. Another clue as to what's going on is when Vision starts talking to Wanda with some concerns, and Wanda just rewinds it and doesn't say anything and just acts like everything is normal. But she is just avoiding any conflict with Vision. She just wants to be happy with him, doesn't want him questioning anything, and she just wants him to, you know, just smile, stay put, live a happy life. But clearly Vision is going to keep questioning things. The next clue is when Agnes says that Ralph looks great in the dark after the power outage. Now this is clearly another hint to Mephisto. If he is not in this series, I will be really disappointed. Even like just a quick little glimpse of him, or even just name dropping him at this point, because there's just so many clues to Mephisto, it just makes no sense to not have him even name dropped in this series. Now Agnes gives us another clue as well. Now Herb starts like cutting through the concrete dividing his house and Wanda and Vision's house, so clearly he's like glitching out or like something's not right with him. But Vision comes over and starts questioning the neighbors because Agnes is there with Herb, and they're talking about why Monica is there, and Herb starts to say to Vision, she came here because we're all ... and I'm assuming he was going to finish with trapped, because like the doctor said, he can't escape. So I think everyone's kind of trapped in this little reality. But before he can even say trapped, Agnes steps in and is like, stop, do not talk, stop talking. So I think everyone kind of has an idea as to what's going on. They just can't actually like say anything. They're probably all scared of Wanda, which is pretty crazy because that means Wanda might even be the villain in the show, trapping all of these people. Because at the end of the episode, when Monica is on the ground and Sword comes in, you can kind of see there's a Westview sign and then that big force field, but then there's still houses to the side that aren't in the force field. So it looks like Wanda might have just went in there, made a pocket reality, and all of the people that were living in this little town became her townspeople of Westview. So the whole thing is just kind of crazy right now, and we don't really know like 100% what's going on. Maybe she made a deal with a villain like Mephisto or the Grim Reaper, or maybe Agnes as well, to kind of create this reality and bring Vision back and have kids and all that. But we don't really know just yet. But I've got to say, that was a really good episode. That was the most MCU-like episode for sure. The first two were more comedy, you know, funny, a little bit of Easter eggs here and there. But this just took it to a whole nother level, and I think episode 4 is going to be like a full-on like MCU-style series episode. And I am super excited to just unravel the story a little bit more. So guys, that is it for my episode 3 review for WandaVision. Really good episode, and I cannot wait for next Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Leave a comment down below of what you guys think is happening and what did you think of that episode. I'll be working on a breakdown video as well for episode 3, so make sure you subscribe to see that. Other than that, I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one.